Well, put us aside, like, what's your goal? Like, I didn't ask you, like, is your goal to do this or not? I asked you, what's your goal?
My goal?
Like you said, have more efficient conversations, or did you just make that up just to please me? I hope you didn't.
No, of course not.
Is that actually your goal?
No.
Alright guys, I'm going to be breaking down one of my weirdest sales calls ever. And this was when I was working with Jeremy Miner at 7th level. Now, this call here, Prospect gave me basically every objection, like, or some of the weirdest objections, I should say. First of all, money, right? He wasn't even sure whether he could afford the program. Second, he wasn't even sure whether sales was for him. I was selling sales training at the time, and he wanted to go away and do some other random business. And then the last, he wanted to just consider his whole life because he wasn't even sure whether he was doing the right thing and whether he was living a life of fulfillment. And so you'll see me progress through that call, walk him through this process. It's so funny, his energy was very, very off. So I ended up in the beginning only pitching him one of our lowest, cheapest products and end up upselling him using some ego and identity onto one of our higher priced programs. Long story short, he actually left the call. One of my sayings is they either buy or they leave. He hit the big red button on the Zoom call, decided enough was enough. He left. A couple hours later, he sends me an email and says, listen, I want to buy, I'm ready. He pays 9.6K, pay in full, straight up. And the reason was because of the questions I actually asked him, which got him to really reconsider his whole life. And so you'll see what, like I said, this is one of the weirdest sales calls I've ever had in my life. By the way, if you don't know who I am, I'm Ahmed and I turn reps into top 1% closers. That's what I'm all about. So that they go on to make 20K months, 30K months, 40K months, or even more, all of which I've done myself and helped coach closers to do the same with real receipts. And you'll see me here break down one of my live sales calls and the strategies I use to help prospects just like him get over a like. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Hey, Caesar, how are we doing?
Good, how are you?
Doing good as well, doing good as well. It looks like you...
So I'm already picking up on his energy, okay? Good, how are you? That's a very, very low energy response. Now, I'm just gonna be, especially at the beginning of a sales call, I'm just gonna be making notes of what is the prospect bringing to the call, so I know where and what to do with the rest of my call. And it's very, very important not to judge. You're just creating what we call like a hypothesis. You're just testing to see if your initial thought is correct, right? And this is going to make sense when you see the next thing this prospect says.
I had a call with Gabe, one of our team members, a few days ago about possibly getting some advanced sales training. Is that correct?
Yeah.
You sure?
So that confirms that he kind of wasn't even sure of, it felt like at this point he wasn't really sure of what he's doing in the call. So again, this pair kind of tells me and shows me there might be a bit of low interest here, or we need to go a bit deeper with this prospect to really understand, okay, what the hell is he even on the call for? You know what I'm saying? So again, these are just things I'm keeping in the back of my head as I go through the rest of the call. And you'll see what I do here, which is actually playfully challenge him to really like sort of shake him a bit. Let's see.
Remember? Doesn't sound like you do.
Yeah, no, and you said Gabe, I thought it was Eddie, but yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, they both work with us, so
Okay.
I may have actually spoken to both, but good to have you on. What we'll do is we'll go deeper, because I understand you're in commercial real estate or going into it. So I guess my main question for you is obviously in regards to what we do, what specifically are you looking to actually achieve here?
So, good question. If you don't get the goal, you don't know where you're going with the prospect, so you have to understand where they want to go. I would even say, even the delivery was pretty good. What I would do now is more so like a longer pause before I ask the question to get the prospect to really think. And there's a lot of non-verbal stuff you can really add. So like looking up and being like, okay, so I guess with regards to what we do here, what is it specifically you're actually looking to achieve? And that pause, looking up, gets them to really, really reflect. And these are some of the nuances I really coach my guys on as I've progressed and gone through more and more, developments and higher closing rates. That, that's going to take that question to the next level. It's still a very, very good question to understand where the hell are we going with the sales call.
In regards to what you do, what am I looking to specifically achieve?
Yep.
Well, I suppose just get started making sales. I haven't done anything. I don't know how much Eddie told you, but like.
So again, this is the third time of speaking. You can just hear the low intent or energy or lack of direction. If he's like, I suppose, maybe, like I want to get more sales. Like that's very, very weak, you know. So let's see what I do here.
I'm still like working on getting a real estate license and all that. So like I'm just getting started. So I'd like to get started with, I guess the way that you guys do sales, right?
Okay, well, so you haven't done sales before? You're new to sales? Like, what's the situation right now?
Yeah, I've done some.
So yeah, because of his vagueness, I want to understand what the hell is going on right now. If you have sold 7th level before, and anybody that tells you that 7th is an easy lay down offer, please don't listen to that shit. I will tell you from first hand, 7th level was one of, if not the hardest offer I sold on. You'll see in this call is not quite a lay down, right? Anyone telling you that, run away. Yeah, if you sold on this offer, you'll know that the prospects that either have just got into something like sales or are looking to get back or haven't actually done any calls recently are and tend to be the most slipperiest prospects to actually help move forward, you know? And this is one example of that. You're going to see throughout this call how I handle this vagueness, this slipperiness, this difficulty in the beginning.
Before, but like for digital marketing.
Okay.
And that was like many years ago. And I just didn't really like how I was doing it. I didn't really understand it either. So, but yeah, I asked my bosses at work, like, hey, can I become a broker essentially? And they were okay with that.
Sorry, you cut out there. I couldn't hear you.
Yeah. Where did I cut out?
So whenever I feel like a prospect is maybe rambling or saying something, but I didn't quite catch it, I will always just use the excuse. This is a small ninja hack, by the way, of like, oh, sorry, like you cut off there because you say that again. Just so that I can make sure I'm not missing anything, because again, his low energy kind of threw me off a bit. So yeah, it's a nice subtle way of getting them to of you getting them to repeat themselves without them feeling like you're not listening. So top 1% hack there.
You spoke to your company.
Yeah. Then I asked them if I could be a broker and they said yes.
When was this?
About a couple weeks ago.
Okay. Yeah, and
I guess.
So yeah, prospect's very slow. You can see me. I don't really rush and try and force the conversation. I'm like, you know, again, these are things that not many people do. And the reason I'm picking this out now is because in sales, a very, very important principle is matching and mirroring the energy that you actually get on these calls, right? This prospect comes in with very low energy. I have to mirror that. Or change his state, get him to a higher energy, and then also bring him up to a higher energy. But again, we're very, very early in the call. It's hard to do that, so you've got to match. And that's the reason why I'm not going to try too hard with the language I use and the energy I use, what I bring to the table. You can see it, you know.
That's it. I mean, like I said, like I still need to get licensed and all that. I haven't done any calls at all.
okay. So do you know skill-wise what you want to improve on, or you just want to start with a foundation? Like, help you understand which one?
So again, slippery, hasn't done any sales calls. Again, this is every closer's dream. Yeah, these guys are they're very slippery.
Yeah, the foundation for sure. Like I've done some of the scripts on like YouTube and stuff on like Jeremy, right? But you know, when I was talking to Eddie, like you mentioned, like, you know, I need to do the tonality. So like I watched one of the videos you sent me with the guy that was doing wholesaling.
Yeah.
So, you know, I guess I'm just trying to kind of understand your I don't even know if like this is gonna be done in stages, because it sounded like he was doing single family homes and duplexes.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know if you know the difference is like, if there is a difference at all, even moving up higher, because I saw the list that my company gave me, and some of these people have like 20-unit apartments, so they're still small, but they're starting me off small, I guess, just to like see if I'm even gonna do it, right?
Right. And you just want to have the basic skills in place so that when you start, like you're set. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's your understanding of? I mean, with Eddie, I'm sure he got you to role play with him, correct? And you saw that happen. What was his feedback for you?
Tonality. Yeah. Tonality. Yeah.
So typically when selling offers like this, it's really, really good to get them to do some sort of role play so that you can quickly seed what we call doubt. Again, I've got a whole process around that. I might make a YouTube video on this at a later point. But the reason I wanted to bring this up is because, again, I'm looking for gaps here. Again, this guy doesn't really have much. Low intent, low interest. Yeah, it's very, very hard. So I've got to dig and see, okay, cool, what is the gap in terms of his skill? And you'll see again where I go with this.
And I haven't even practiced any scripts at all, so I understand that for sure. But yeah, the big thing was tonality. He did mention that could make or break, especially in the beginning.
Yeah.
That was the main thing that I got from it.
Tonality aside, anything else?
I don't remember.
That could be trouble.
Yeah, that's a small comment there, just challenging him a bit.
That could be trouble. What are we going to do?
Maybe.
Was it boring?
I don't know. We got write things down nowadays. Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good to so yes, tonality is a big part, but knowing how to move your conversation forward, that's going to be key as well. You know, it
Right.
doesn't sound like you have a structure in place to actually go from, let's say, initial sort of hello to can we establish a problem or a missed opportunity, and can we go deeper into that? Do you have a roadmap around that?
No, and that's the thing. I got the.
So again, this is a good strategy for whenever you notice that the pain or need is weak, you can start to insert needs, right? So this is one way of doing it. It's like, okay, cool. So have you actually got a strategy to actually take people from like, oh, I have no idea to who you are, to overcoming their concerns to actually buying? Do you actually have that process mapped out, refined, and also with the different variations on how to handle different variations of these objections? You know, you say it like that. You say it in some long, complicated way to make them feel like, oh fuck, I actually don't have this, you know. And what's that going to do? That's going to increase the desire and need for what you actually have to sell. Okay, if you miss this part with a prospect like this, you're fucked. You're not going to make the sale. You want to pitch something 10k with someone like this who has no desire, you can literally see it and feel it in this call. It's not going to work, you know. Yet, as you heard in the intro, I got this guy to pay 9.6k in full. So again, watch every single part of this call, because this is actually how you handle very, very difficult prospects like this. Okay.
I got the NEPQ Black Book, and I purchased all the upsells that were included with it.
Mm.
So like I have a rough idea.
But not really laid out fully.
Yeah, but the
Laid
thing
out
is, like,
fully.
I noticed that the Black Book, it wasn't like, you know, it just gave you like the basic framework, right?
Yeah.
And then some industry specific examples, but it's just still kind of like a little bit like, okay, well, I guess I'm going to do this, and then if this happens, then I do this. So it's a little confusing.
Right.
And I guess the purpose of
Yeah.
this call is to make it less confusing. So
100%. It's to fill in those holes. That's a taster, you know. But
yeah,
with more of the advanced stuff that we have, you know, you fill in the gaps. So let's focus on goals then for you, right? So you start and really go in the commercial space now. What goals do you have there? So that
So you notice I asked the question again, because again, you cannot go anywhere if you do not understand what the person is trying to achieve or what they're trying to run away from. It's still not very clear here, so I have to re-ask it. If I continue with the rest of the call, how can I quantify really what I'm trying to sell this person? I can't without a goal. Okay. There are potential refinements I could have made to that question to get it more specific, as you'll see it's probably needed, but still very good that I've gone back, because you cannot move forward without this important milestone in the sales call.
I can understand.
you know, honestly, I have not thought that far ahead. Just I had a whole bunch of things I'm balancing irrelevant to that. My main goal right now is just getting a license, right? And then I got a list of about 200 owners to call.
Yeah.
So I think ideally, like, I guess tactically or operationally, I know, you know, hey, I got to make at least 5 to 10 calls a day. And then just go from there, really, because, okay, so the culture there is like, hey, you won't make a deal until like a year and a half. So that's why I just broke it down to like its most basic components. Well, it seems like I got to make at least 10 calls a day. Now, because they still have me working as a full-time employee there with them. If I have free space, I can make phone calls. So
Okay. And this is salary or like commission
yeah,
as well? Or like
salary
what's
plus commission. Yeah. So
okay.
yeah, once I get my license and I start doing the deals, I can get commissions off of those deals.
And have you thought about overall sort of financial goals for yourself in this role, where you want to push to?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really like the money.
Careful. I'm going, and this guy is just avoiding the goal question. Like, so let's keep going.
Because I find that sometimes like they don't motivate me that much, it seems like. But if I
Why is
did
that?
have them,
Why is that?
I don't know. I just see the number on my sheet, and I work better like seeing the number and then breaking it down. Like,
Breaking it down. Yeah.
yeah, like
We're gonna start at the number though, and then go down.
Yeah. Well, you know, ideally, I see the average there, and it seems like you can make 300,000 by year 2 or 3, so something like that. Yeah.
That's your goal to be able to do that. In
Yeah.
sales.
Ideally. Mm-hmm.
And do you feel
Obviously, I would benefit from writing it down, but yeah, ideally.
ideally, it doesn't sound like you're too sure though, you know?
Good pushback there. Again, you can hear the language. Let's see what I do.
Ideally, it's sure for me. You know,
Okay.
like
Ideally,
yeah,
sure. Okay.
yeah, that's a
Have
sure
you-
thing for me. Like,
Do you feel with
So one thing I noticed with this guy is actually, in hindsight now, having gone through this call, I realize he's not actually doing what he's doing intentionally. Like in the moment, I'm like, whoa, this language that this guy's using is insanely vague. Like it's like, oh, ideally I want to have this goal, but in his head, like he said, he thinks it's quite short. But again, in that moment, I'm not buying that. I'm gonna challenge and see, okay, cool, what is really going on? And you'll hear me do that here.
let's say your understanding about the process and sales overall that you can get there confidently? I can't even speak there. Comfortably, or is that why you're looking to make some small changes potentially with your understanding to get there?
So now I attack the belief because you can hear there's a lack of belief or something there. Again, there's not much pain. I'm literally every single tool out of the toolbox, like incepting a need, getting him to agree that he can't do it on his own. Like, that's what I'm working towards next, right? All the dominoes that move, and there's a few of them I break down in my program because this is a bit more, this is not a typical sale, right? In sales, there is a set of tools you need to have in your arsenal. And if you don't have one of these tools, you're basically, it's like playing a football game with an injury. The more tools you don't have, the bigger the injury. And if you're a striker, which really that's what a closer is, let's say you're Erling Haaland, and everyone's depending on you to hit the ball in the back of the net, and you've got all these injuries, how likely are you to really score that goal? Not very likely. So it's actually more important to learn the skills, to have all these tools, so you have everything to use in your arsenal. And so that's what I'm slowly doing here, okay? It's a bit more complex here, this one, because it's not very, very linear and straightforward, but you'll see it play out.
Or how do you feel?
it's just a confusing thing for me because, you know, obviously they have some systems set up in place where the way they have the training set up, it's gotten results for like a dozen of those folks over there.
Yeah.
However, when I hop on some of the cold call training, I see that there could be some changes. And so I'm curious if those changes with NEBQ, right, that they would be more beneficial for me. Like I see some things.
Why do you say that? What are you noticing that makes you feel?
So, pause. This is huge, right? So this guy, so there's a concept called the buying pocket, okay? And I'll break it down in another video, but essentially it's a pocket that you want your prospects to be in. On the one side we have overconfident, and on the other side we have underconfident, right? Now with his language here, and him being unsure whether what we actually do, it warrants the change from his existing support system with sales to 7th level. That would have taken him outside of the buying pocket if I didn't actually ask this question here, which was to really, so he's responded to me with a bit of doubt. It's like, oh well, I'm not even sure if this could even help me. So I'm like, oh, hang on, what did you see that even makes you feel like this could even help you? So what am I doing? Shifting his focus. What's the purpose of a question? The purpose of a question is to shine awareness on something. That's the goal. And the more awareness you put on specific things, you're in control of the prospect's perception, and then you're also starting to be in control of the actions moving forward. So this is the reason why if a prospect's awareness and attention goes somewhere that you don't want it to be, redirect them with your questions, right? And this is the reason why I inserted it in that moment, because he was going off track.
Well, I guess a specific example was I was on a call, right, and I was listening, and there was an apartment owner, and he was basically, you know, saying, hey, I'm not looking to sell right now, maybe next year, you know, typical stuff. But he said something interesting, and I feel like there might have been a missed opportunity because he started just going off on a tangent almost. Like he said, you know, but I'm really worried about my family. And then instead of like the trainer just like kind of like, you know, asking more questions about that, I guess to build more urgency, like he kind of just brushed it off and said, well, I'll call you next month. So I feel like,
Oh, really?
yeah, I don't know. I mean, it seems like with NEBQ, you're supposed to kind of like dig deeper, right? Or am I wrong?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, 100% right. And even before you even get to that point, there has to be more of a gap built, you know, more of a desire for even help, you know, establishing the people are there, what they're looking for, why, how long that's been going on for, getting them to sell themselves to you. There's a lot of steps. and that increases urgency and then it reduces the responses of like, yeah, maybe now's not the right time, or all these other kind of responses that you may hear if you don't have the skills in place.
See, one of the beauties of selling on sales training is that oftentimes you can start to pre-handle objections. If you notice in this frame and segment here, I'm trying to get him understand the importance of goals, why now, issues, and the importance of knowing that, because if you don't know that and you don't go deep with the prospects, they're more likely to give you objections like, I'm not ready, I need to think about it, because I could feel and sense that potentially that could have been his objection. So I was already starting to insert that slowly into this process here to get him thinking at the back of his head, okay, cool, I probably need to start to think about my own goals and whys and why that's important as well. It's very, very subtle, because you can't do a lot of this stuff very directly because it's not going to be effective, but that's why you want to layer in things like this subtly so that it works in the back of their mind as you sell.
Sure. Yeah, I just, I don't know, it just sounds like there could be a different approach, but I also have in my mind, hey, I'm just a junior, like, what do I really know? So there's also that side of it too.
Have you considered you don't even need training?
So of course, that's a bit of a self-belief thing, but now the next question I use is to, again, try flush out this nonsense of like, yeah, I don't know whether I need the help or not, right? So that's my way of, again, I don't want to say attacking, but like making sure I deal with any sort of limiting beliefs as it comes up.
Like advanced training from us? Have you considered that?
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
And
But-
what were your thoughts? Yeah.
Huh?
And yeah, what did you think?
Yeah, just that, like, maybe I should just follow the system that's in place right now. I don't know. I've considered it. I considered, hey, maybe this isn't for me right now, but maybe it is. It just, from all the videos that I've seen with all of you and like even like the NEPQ Black Book series, like the videos that y'all have there,
Yeah.
it just seems beneficial. It really does. It seems like,
Why though for you?
why for me?
Mm.
It just seems like people aren't really like digging deep enough with some of these folks and they could shake something loose.
Yeah.
It just seems like that. Just based off like what I've seen with y'all, like it really seems like there can be things shaken loose that aren't being shaken loose right now. It's kind of what they say.
Yeah.
And maybe I could shake some things loose with that. It's the same pitch that every broker gives. I don't want to give the same pitch. I don't want to say, hey, I'm an apartment broker. I still can't buy. Are you looking to sell?
Mm.
Even some of the partners, they say that. And what do the people say? Hey, I'm busy. Call me back next
interested,
week.
I'm busy. Yeah, because they hear the same thing.
The same crap, honestly. I don't know though. Am I delusional? Maybe. I'm also thinking that.
Well, we train a lot.
So hear this, and even as I review this call now, I can see it. There's a lack of self-belief and a lack of direction evidently in this guy, because every time he says something, he has to retract it back. Like, I don't know, I'm unsure, I'm just a junior, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this. Now, an approach you can take, I mean, whether you do it now, whether you do it at the end, you have to handle this concern or limiting belief. But what I would even do now with my awareness now is actually start to address this in regard, be like, listen, I notice a consistent pattern you have, which is X. And when you're trying to handle limiting patterns like this, one of the best things to do is get them to understand what the cost of that pattern is on their development and growth, and get them to agree to let that go. So it's a deeper process than that. I'm just simplifying it because I don't want to waste too much time on that. And that's one way of pre-handling it. I decided to, because of this guy, I decided to actually attack that at the end, and you'll see that here.
People in our in real estate, and as I'm sure you've seen from the content, so
Yeah.
you kind of come to your conclusion. I'm not here to say, I mean, I know, but it's for you and your story to take that understanding and use that to propel yourself forward, So for you, why now do you feel like you're actually ready to learn those skills and implement something different? Why now, instead of, let's say, kicking the can down the road for another month or two?
So this was a very, very important question to ask, and framed in this way because, again, I know this type of prospect. They're more likely to say, yeah, I'll revisit this in a month when I'm actually ready and I've got more calls under my belt, because, again, this guy hasn't had any sales calls, right? So that's why a question like this, worded this way, is very, very key. And again, which is very underrated, it's how you sell. I mean, what is sales? Sales is communication, right? We can all say the same words, but it's how you actually say those words that determines the effect you're going to actually see. And so that's why I'm phrasing things in this certain way, because I am doing everything I possibly can to basically make it very, very hard for this prospect to not want to move forward here, given the lack of pain, urgency and whatnot that most reps again would struggle to have. Like most reps, if they don't see pain, they're like, whoa, what the fuck do I do? Like it's like you saw some unknown creature. But like again, that's why you have to have the conversational flexibility and the toolkit to handle any situation.
Sorry?
I'm bored. Yeah.
You're bored?
I'm bored.
So that is a weak answer, but he elaborates. So let's listen.
Bored. I'm bored with just like my career right now. I feel like there's just a different opportunity that I could take advantage of. I just graduated, just finished school, and I want something more challenging. I've been doing the same thing at this company for the last 3 years, and the real estate seems very interesting. The sales side, it seems like it's challenging for everyone, right? Especially with the economy the way that it is right now. But ultimately, I don't party. That doesn't interest me. I've noticed I've been working a lot more lately, but for what? So when you ask me why now, it just seems like I want to. I'm bored and I want to do something interesting.
Sure.
This seems interesting to me.
Sure. Okay, awesome. Well, if you're ready, my man, I can walk you through the exact structures that we can put in place for you in terms of training so that you can use your time more efficiently and make sure that when you start, you have the skills to crush it,
Sure.
So I go into pitching right now. Now, why do I do that? Again, low motivation, low drive. I already have in my head my strategy, because again, you can have different strategies for different offers. So this is one thing that not many people understand or really talk about, is because sales is not just about how good you are on a sales call. Like, I obviously know this is not extensive because of the prospect I'm speaking to in terms of discovery, right? But I also know the ecosystem I'm working with, which is 7th level, and I understand the different tiers of programs I have. So in my head, because of his approach, I'm thinking, okay, cool, let me just try get him on a slightly lower tier plan, get him some results, incept the need for an upgrade and sell him onto an upgrade and keep doing that until he actually gets to where he wants to go. So that's why I'm not too fast, and I'm more than happy to pitch him now, right? So the context is very, very key. And I'm playing this strategically because I know how much I want to make on this offer, I know where I want to go, I know how many closes I need, and I'm going to sell accordingly. Again, the strategy is very, very important. And this is something I really sit down with a lot of my students to figure out. How do you actually play the game? Because the game, in terms of making the most money on any offer, is not, oh, I need to be the best technical sales person. It's holistic, okay? So this is why you'll see this here. Now, I'll tell you why this is one of the weirdest calls, okay? Because long story short, I pitch him our cheapest product. I do insert a bit of a need for the further ones, which attacks his ego a bit and gets him more interested in the more expensive program. So you'll kind of see how that works out here and what happens from there. So I'll skip a bit.
What's the name of the package?
It's the fundamentals package, actually.
The fundamental. How is that different from like what I currently have, by the way?
You don't have the
videos.
Yeah, you don't have that, no. You just have the black book and some of the additional bonuses.
Okay, so it's completely different.
100%. Yeah.
What if I want more?
There's another package if you do. There's another package if you do, which is higher up, more inclusive. What's the difference? We just go deeper into not just the process, but the objections. And then you've got the 50 different objections all broken down. There's about 53 objection videos. It's more like a library, if you will. And then we add some additional resources on cold calling, additional resources on prospecting as well, which you might find useful, and that one's $3,000. But that's our most complete one that all our future packages have.
And then you mentioned like you guys working with me on the tonality. So is that included in that $3,000 one?
In the 3,000, no. So that's they all train you on tonality. Like,
but will I get like like a group or individualized, or I get something
with the 3K option, what I do with my students is I check in every 2 months or every month, and we'd have one-on-one sessions there on the 3K option. But if you wanted like way more intensive one-on-one, that's our 3.0 package where you have daily calls. you know, and then you'll be working with us as trainers more closely to really train you on not just analytic, but all the other parts of the process as well.
Would I be able to get that individualized, like, or more like a personalized training if that's the case? Like, for example, I occasionally have people ask me, hey, Cesar, can you put together like a marketing proposal for us? We want to work with you. You know, we know that you do marketing, because that's what I did at the company. And that's what I've done for a long time. I was just like an in-house marketer. So, and right now I have like a couple people asking me, would I be able to like get access to like something that does like, hey, you should structure like your marketing scripts this way, or
so when it comes to so when it comes to presentations and how to lay that out and how to lay sort of what your scope of work to clients, that's included in the 3K option. Yeah.
And for the daily calls, what is that one?
What's that? That's 9.6 grand for the deal. You can finance it or whatever, but like that's the full package for the 3.0. Yeah.
So for anyone also who's worked there, like what I used to do is to increase my cash collection. So before I sold at 7th, and the reason I sold is because I had 7th level reach out to me and hire me. So I was one of the only reps ever that they've headhunted, if you will, from another company. So I came from a company where I was used to selling 50k packages, 100k packages. So for me, when I was selling things like even 3k, 497, like I always tried to find ways to bump up my, and again, this is another top 1% closer hack, bump up my cash collected rates. So what I actually did was, again, it's probably not the best advice. I'm not advising, probably get the green light from your managers before you do stuff like this. But what I used to do was make my own packages. So 3.0 actually used to cost like 8.4k, but because I knew I wanted to increase my cash collection, I just said it was 9.6, and what I would do, because I got the green light from one of the guys, is include like a one-on-one call or something to make it 9.6k. Now, that was the only reason I did that, was just to increase my cash collected, because obviously I have my own goals. I know how much I wanted to make. And I was very, very confident to do that. So when I was the first closer doing this, people were like, what? How could you get a 9.6k PIF? You were doing that. What the fuck? Like, it was because I wanted to just increase the cash collected rates. And I knew, because I would get people so sold, the price is irrelevant. That's one of my core beliefs. It does not matter what you sell or how much it is. If they are really, really bought in, boom, they'll pay 8.4, 9.6. What is the difference, really? You know, there is none. Like, so that's why I never struggled pitching a price. And hey, more comes to me. If I'm working as much as I was, I want to make sure it was worthwhile. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's the reason why I was selling 9.6k when the actual price is like 8 point something. But again, it's all to help them, because they needed more support anyway. So that's how I choose to see it too.
Your most
Which option do you feel resonates most with what you need to get to where you want to go?
3.0, but
3.0.
It's quite a significant commitment for sure.
Okay, well, we can put the money aside for a second. Why do you feel 3.0 really fits your needs?
Objection number 1. Let's begin. It's quite a significant commitment. What is that? That's the money objection. So let's see how I handle that.
I just want to get the best training possible for myself. That's all. I've invested a lot of money into like training programs and packages and stuff, and it's, you know, it's gotta be somewhere, I guess. But I don't mind doing it. It's just, you know, like I just think I need to. I really do. It's personal for me, because
Why is that?
yeah, like I want to be a great achiever. I want to do more. I told you I'm bored and I want to do things the right way.
Yeah.
I think that's why. Yeah.
If that's the case, let's work towards making that work for you. Now, what can you do financially in order to invest in yourself to get that support? Let me ask you a question.
I can. What do you mean? What can I do?
Like that? In terms of the 9600 in full, like, is that something that you can do?
Yeah, I mean, I can.
Sure.
But now I'm kind of thinking a little bit, because, you know, initially you said, hey, the 497.
So money fear, but now he's gonna just test me. Now he's gonna give me like a shit test just to see, oh, is he full of shit? Like, you know, because I gave him all the options, but let's see what I say to handle that.
Yeah. So you know what your true motivation was, you know?
In your professional opinion, I mean, where I'm at, is it just, should I just do 497? Should I do 2.0? I mean,
do you want my honest, and I can pause the point, do you want my honest opinion?
Yeah, you're the professional here. Sure, give me an opinion.
So from my journey, 3.0 is where everyone makes the most, because you actually have people that have real results tweaking you every single day.
Sure.
And it wasn't until I upgraded to 3.0 that I saw the biggest increase. And I wish more people chose that option for their own growth. That's what worked for me.
Yeah.
That's off the record as well.
It's a lot to think about. So I'm just trying to process that information. Really.
So think about it, but like notice like I'm not really like forcing this guy. I'm very very chill. Like you can see it. I'm not really forcing it. Like let's keep going.
I just have some doubts right now. That's
Yeah,
all.
what's kind of coming up for you?
Yeah, I'm just wondering, which package I should really start off with. That's all I'm trying to debate.
I see.
It's like
What's the pros and cons? What's the pros and cons? Do you want me to tell you? Because I'll tell you honestly, like I already have.
Yeah, you have. No, you have. You've done a tremendous job at telling me.
They've just approved the PayPal. But
Okay.
again, I just want to make sure that you know what you're doing.
Sure. Yeah. No, and Ahmed, I just want to do it with certainty, right, in my decision. And right now, I'll be quite frank, I don't have that certainty. And I want it.
Well, how would you ever know?
For example, if I were to do the 497 package, I would do that with certainty, sure. Because
Yeah.
So I already knew it was fear because if a prospect is like quickly trying to say yes to a high one, and say, if it's not, no worries, let's just do the cheaper one, and the money works for him, it's like, okay, what's really going on? You could hear the fear throughout the call in terms of like fear of himself, right? Then there's 4 main types of fears that I teach my students on. He exuded one of the fears so early in this call. It's no surprise, really, to be honest with you. So yeah, that's why I'm not surprised here. But yeah, let's keep going on.
I want to dig in a little bit more.
Yeah.
The next package, I forgot what you said, 3,000 or something.
3,000. Yeah.
3,000. There's some certainty there. The 9,600, I don't know. And I think going back from the beginning to our conversation too, it's just more of a matter of like, I haven't even done sales in a while. I haven't even made a call. I haven't.
Do you know what? It's more, if I can, it's not necessarily certainty in the program, really. It's more certainty in ourselves, being able to use such a tool to actually help us propel ourselves forward. Is that fair to say?
No, I think I can do it right, but it's just more.
Well, again, the language I think isn't really certain, right? So what we say is a reflection of our self-image.
So this is really where the objection handling starts and the reframing starts. Okay, so as you heard me say, it's a fear of himself. So this is the frame I like to use with prospects. Is like, I'm the parent, they're the child. They might think they know what's best for them, they don't. I already know what's best for them. So if I'm saying, hey, look, you have an uncertainty in yourself, he's like, no, I don't. I think I can achieve it. Your language will tell me whether you can achieve it or not. If you say you think you can achieve it, that's completely different to like, I can, and I will, and I am achieving it. 2 different things. So you have to call that out, as you can see. And you'll see again what I do with that.
Self-talk,
Sure. When I say I think so, that's a yes, sometimes.
It's a lot of uncertain language. Sometimes it's not certain either,
I mean, I get what you're saying.
You just have to think, because you're looking for certainty, but by definition, your words are coming out as uncertain itself.
How is he ever going to be certain if every single word he flip-flops? It's a mess. So let's see what you do with prospects like this. You have to ground them, okay?
Well,
Now, how do you ground yourself with certainty? Number 1, we understand what is our goal. Number 2, we ask ourselves, what's the best decision that we can do to put ourselves there with certainty? And number 3, we take action in order to see that result. Now, for you, what is your goal? Because you know that for certain, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
And what is your goal? And I might be asking you to repeat yourself, but like it's so I can make sure and I understand as well with you what we're doing here,
Honestly, I don't think my goal is this. I'll be frank. I don't know if it's really doing this.
Okay.
So maybe that's where the uncertainty is coming from.
Well, put us aside, like, what's your goal? Like, I didn't ask you, like, is your goal to do this or not? I asked you, what's your goal?
My goal?
Like you said, have more efficient conversations, or did you just make that up just to please me? I hope you didn't.
No, of course not.
Is that actually your goal?
No.
No.
What the fuck? What the fuck? Like, so, at this point in time, and this is why this guy is very, very vague, he truly does not want, as a deep goal, his real goal within himself is not actually sales. So this is exactly why every single time I ask the goal question, this guy doesn't even want to buy. It's just like, well, listen, I don't set numbers and this and that and all this nonsense. If someone already is connected to their goal, you're not going to see any of this nonsense. So that's why, again, it's kind of like selling something to someone who doesn't even have a desire. Like that's what's going on here. It's very, very difficult to do. And in my head, when I was going through this call, I was like, what the fuck? Like, hang on. You were just about to tell me. So first of all, I was going to just pitch you the 497, right? Now you're telling me you want to do 9.6. Now you're trying to weasel your way out of 9.6. Now you're not even trying to get into sales. So in my head, I'm like, what the F is really going on here, right? And you're here again. You'll see me very composed, calm. I don't even give a shit. Well, inside, of course, I'm like, bro, come on, like, I'm trying to help you here. The 9.6K is pretty juicy, I can't lie. No, I'm joking. But all of this is going on, and I'm just thinking to myself, stay in the saddle, and you'll see how I'm able to really, again, center this guy, because that's what he needs, real leadership. Okay, it's one of the key skills you need in these moments is leadership.
What's your actual goal?
My goal, actually, oh boy, my goal was not to do sales, honestly.
Not to do sales.
Yes, if you're actually making me dig through this, because I actually wanted to do something else.
What was that?
I have an e-commerce store that I wanted to do.
Okay.
And I guess I was just scatterbrained, which is, I don't know, it makes me feel a little bit sad right now because I feel like I'm wasting your time.
No, not really. I mean, are you going to go do your e-com store instead of going into real estate?
Yeah, I guess so. I was doing it out of necessity. I feel like
it's a necessity.
You know, I just felt like there was no room in my company and to grow or to do anything else, and I didn't want to look for work anywhere else either. And so
this is a very dangerous part of the call where the call can go left or right. Okay, it can go left in the meaning that he can just leave this call, go do real estate, or no, go do his e-com store and leave his job, or as it, spoiler alert, as it goes right, I get him back into understanding that this is a vehicle for him to actually achieve his deep goal. But you see, I wouldn't be able to do that if I didn't know his goal, which took me so long to get because he's never really thought about this stuff. He's just always shoved it aside and this is the reason. So it's so interesting now that, again, I can come full circle and understand and break this down to people, right? Like, if you're living out of alignment, like this guy is, and you have been told this is the path, when someone asks you, what do you want to do, where do you want to go, you're going to be uncertain because you're not even sure, you're not even connected to your goal. He's not connected to his goal. This is the very, very reason he is the way he is. There's no connection. He's been told this is the way things need to do, and his own inner voice has been shut down. So you're almost going to question whether that is even you speaking. Does that make sense? So this is why he has a difficulty in expressing himself. And it's sad, but unfortunately that's the reality that a lot of people live in, unfortunately, And so it's important in these moments to have compassion. It's very, very easy to be like, oh, this guy, fuck this, and start yelling and try and get him over the line. No, the guy's lost, he's confused, and you need to ground him. You ground him with calmness and certainty, and that's exactly what you're going to see here.
Yes, I was just doing it as a way to, I am bored, but I'm not interested in it. If you're asking me really what my goal is, it was never that. Which again, I feel like I'm wasting your time now.
No, like, don't put me away. Like, I'm just here to help you come to your own realizations. Like, are you going to go into real estate, commercial real estate? Sorry?
I really don't want to.
You really don't want to?
No.
Why?
I don't care for it. It doesn't really interest me that much. I guess I should do what really does interest me. But yeah, like I was saying, I guess I was just doing it because I felt that there wasn't any other realistic options. Which now I feel sad for myself.
Well, have you never, so your goal really is to start grow your e-com store?
Yeah.
Or should you use real estate to generate cash to funnel into that? Because the e-com store, I've run e-com brands myself, so I can tell you about that all day long. That needs some money.
Yeah, it does.
And if that's your true goal, you have a vehicle to help you funnel more cash to that so that you can spend more time to do that faster, don't you?
Yeah,
Do you want to do that? So that you can spend less time actually thinking to yourself and doing things that don't interest you. You can make sure that you spend with certainty time to help you be where you want to be, you know?
let me think about it. Yeah,
So you can clearly tell this guy is completely frazzled. Again, these prospects are very, very slippery, but it's not because they intend to be, they just are unaware. He is frazzled, he doesn't really understand or know what to do, so his brain is scrambled. It's kind of like there's some rewiring going on to help him understand that what he's doing is just a vehicle to get him to where he wants to go. Is a proxy, if you will. Just a stepping stone, right? Funnel that cash into ecom, have the freedom you want, you know? Yeah, very, 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 very interesting call.
okay.
You do.
You have a point. You do. And I
So
agree.
how can we help you make sure that you can do this faster?
How can what?
How can we help you make sure that we can help you do what you want to do faster? Is it by helping you get the skills so that you can make more sales, make more money to spend more time actually doing ecom? Or is it kind of like winging it instead and keep living sort of a life where you don't really know what you're doing moving forward?
You don't mind if I take a few moments to really think about this?
Take a second. Take a second. Yeah, take a second.
Yeah, one thing that's also important in sales is to be comfortable with the silences too. I don't need to jump on anything because I don't have an agenda here. When I start a sales call, I'm only here to help that person. That's it. It's not about making money. It's not about anything else. It's about I'm here to help this person. And this guy needed space, so I'm gonna give him space. You know.
If I do 3.0,
Mm-hmm.
we already have, I guess, some sort of scripts available for me to already take a look at.
Yeah.
Real estate and digital marketing.
Yeah, you will do actually because you're going to get added to the Facebook group. And there's a lot of guys that have got sort of scripting done for those two niches actually, and they've posted them in the Facebook group. So yeah.
Yeah, send me the 3.0 PayPal payment thing. I'll do it right now.
Yeah, let me do that here.
All right. So again, what is this? This is close number 2. So again, the first close happened, let me just check now. First close happened in about 38 minutes, now we're at 58 minutes. Second close, technically speaking. Did it end here? No. You'll see what happens.
Okay, so I'm going to send you this. I thought I could do it on my side, but this is the PayPal link. So I'm going to send you this because PayPal's a bit different. Click this and fill out the details. And obviously for the price, put 9,600. So we have to make a custom link for you because, again, most people pay by credit or debit card. And then when it says which offer, put 3.0 in that. And then what I can do, once we're done, I'll share my screen and focus. I'll show you what to focus on to start. All okay there, Caesar? As we go through? Or
Yeah, that's back.
okay.
Oh man, I can't do this right now. Sorry. I thought I had different terms and I don't. So
Different terms?
but yeah, different terms on PayPal. But I don't. So
That's okay.
I think
There's ways financially we can help if you can't do 9.6 on PayPal. There's still other options you have if you want to explore those options.
No, not right now because like I can get credit somewhere else, but I'm not gonna do that.
Well, no, not credit. I mean, financially, there are many ways. If let's say, well, let's take a step back. This is what you want to do, yes? Like actually getting us to train you in foot.
Again, same objection, you zoom out. Is this what you want to do? What's the goal? Why? Standard, right? Like it has to be a standard. It's an SOP. Like, do not pass go if you haven't done this.
Give you the full support that you need.
Yeah, of course.
And are you committed to that though? Are you committed to yourself?
Yeah.
Why? Why are you?
I'll tell you what. Hold on, give me a second. Okay, what were you gonna tell me? Sorry about that. I was just checking. Yeah,
Okay. You want to get access to the full support so that we can help you. Yes.
yeah,
Why though?
feel like I need it. I mean, so many reasons, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's just that individualized help almost in a group setting. That's why.
No, you committed to
And for the, and for
yourself.
the,
Are you committed to yourself to use that? Are you committed to yourself?
I would hope so. Hold on. That's a funny question. Yes.
Why?
Yes, like, why? Why am I
Why are you
committed?
committed? Yeah.
Why not? I suppose. I think, if I wasn't, I probably wouldn't be here.
Yeah, we both know you're here, but that's not enough in terms of commitment to you actually getting to where you want to go. You know, why are you committed to yourself? Not for me, by the way, because, you know, I'm still going to be here for you.
And the difficulty that he has in answering this question is exactly why we call these like slippery prospects, like, you know, because he's struggling to answer the question around his commitment to his own goals, right? It's a bit of an issue.
Is it okay if I say I don't really want to say?
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
I don't want to go there. I mean, I know, but I don't want to go there.
Is it
Am I
personal or?
Yeah. I would say so.
Okay. Now, with that reason, you don't have to share it with me.
Sure.
With that reason.
So this is the first time I've ever had someone say they don't want to share their reason. Like, so because of that, I'm not going to press. Like some people will be like, "Oh, don't pass go if you don't get the." I'm like, I can already see him and the state of mind he's in. I'm not really going to press. You know.
Are you open for us to work together so that we can give you the support? Yes, maybe that didn't work, but there are many other ways we can work together to give you the support, using that commitment and using that deep reason.
So again, using that commitment and using that deep reason, more leverage.
So financially, okay, 9.6, that's great, but like, what can you do? What do you have available so that you can get the support that you need?
I can do the 3,000, I guess. Net 2.0.
3,000 now, because what I can do, right? We can put down 3,000 and we can sort out the rest of the 9.6 later when you're in a position where you can pay the rest off.
What does that mean exactly?
So most would want to, well, it depends. I should ask you, when do you feel like you can get the rest of the payment?
Thursday, guaranteed, maybe 2 weeks from now, Thursday.
Okay, that's fine. Because a lot of people say, oh, at the end of the month when they get paid. So we can put 3K down, you'll still get access to everything. And then we can take the rest actually in 2 weeks when you're ready. Happy enough?
No, sorry. I do have to have a couple of conversations. Before that. That's all.
Couple conversations? How do you mean?
Yeah, just couple conversations with a couple people. I'll just leave it at that.
That's very vague. I can't
Yes.
help you with a vague answer.
I know.
How can you help yourself
Yeah.
if you're not willing to take responsibility for yourself?
So pause. Now, this is a nuance in objection handling. So when you have looped and 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 whatever for so long, you have to turn up the heat. You can't do, like, for example, he's giving me some partner responsibility objection. I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, them aside, you want, like, I can't do that now. You have to go for the kill now and just be a savage and start to, you know, help him understand that he has to stop being a bitch, basically, you know. So you'll hear some of the words I choose to use, and it's this section here that plays on his mind, which causes him to actually want to buy at the end of this call. So watch this now.
What else? I'm afraid, you know, like I said, I feel like I wasted your time right now, especially up at this point. I am gonna have to sign off right now, but yeah, it's just you know, I should have looked into my financial situation a little bit better. I'll just leave it at that.
Well,
but I cannot.
don't like apologize to me. Like, you mentioned to me you're committed to yourself, but now you're backtracking from that commitment.
No, I'm not.
So I'm here to work with
in
you.
the future, I can go ahead and just do it. I need to have a few things like organized for myself, like, because in the past I was very unorganized, and now I have to live by this organization just for my own sanity and for my own, I guess, sense of security. I'm not knocking this at all. And
no, you're just scared. That's the truth.
No, I'm not. And the no right now.
I was, by the way.
I mean, okay,
I'm afraid to say that. Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and make a financial decision that I am seeing that I just can't do.
That's my question. What can you do? That's like, don't please me. Like,
Yeah.
financially, what can you do to help yourself? Don't please me.
Trying to please you. I'm not even trying
And you mentioned 3,000, you know, right?
Yeah.
So where did that come
And-
from? Did we just
and
randomly pick numbers because we just like the look of the 3,000, or like did you actually mean that you have 3,000 that you can spend?
No, I don't.
So what do you have available so that you can invest in yourself? That's the question. Not who do I need to speak to, or what person do I need to like please to get their approval for me being a man to actually get the skills. Like what can you do?
Well, that's a loaded.
Now you could hear me a bit like pissed in that, just a bit. But like again, there's very, you have to be a bit calculated with that.
Hey, Ahmed, look, I gotta run. Again, I did.
That's fine. You're not saying no to me. You're saying no to yourself.
Yeah, I know.
That's deep.
Yeah. There's one thing I learned. It's gonna be all right. But I appreciate the call, and thank you.
So what's your intention moving forward to actually get yourself to that goal?
For now, nothing. I can't think. So
this is someone unwilling to go through the logistics. But again, the words I use, the questions will play on his mind to get him back, which you'll see.
So I'm just gonna click the leave button, and I really appreciate
Yeah,
it.
and how long have you been sort of in this position? Because that's quite a pattern you have, no?
Maybe, but I appreciate your time.
Well, is it or isn't it? Mate, what?
I said, what the fuck at the end of that? Because, yeah, one of my weirdest ever sales calls ever. Never had anyone like this in my life before. And I'll have the editing team to show you the email conversation a couple hours after, right? Again, there were a lot of things I did in order to remove all the barriers to make literally the last thing be like a money logistical thing. And that's what good sales is. It's not really anything other than helping people remove their own barriers and getting them over the line. It wasn't on the call, it was after the call. You paid in full 9.6, and a lot of it comes down to the questions and the structure and the nuances and how you set things up. And yeah, there's a lot more I could have really gone into, but it's what I want to share with you guys here. Right, guys, this call could have easily ended up in a lost deal. It could have gone left, right? Most closers, they would have either try really hard to get this guy over the line, freak out because he left the call and he didn't buy, start to hate themselves. But did you hear my energy in that call? It's very, very detached. I already knew where I was going. And the reason I had that level of certainty was because I already knew from the questions I was asking what I was actually doing for him. Not just to him, for him, in order to level up. And one of the things I really zone in on inside my program is when you're actually able to turn every single reason why a prospect, like every one of their concerns, you turn all their reasons why they don't want to buy into the reasons why they should, that's when the game changes, you know? And so what I really focus on inside my program is, number one, how to actually speak to different types of prospects. And no, we're not just talking about, what do people say? Blue collar, red, and they use all these colors to define different types of people, or, which tends to be the common debate, A types, B types, C types, and all this shit. No, if you're just using 3 to 5 buckets, there's more than that, okay? You need to go back and learn what sales and human beings are. There's more than that. And the second thing I zone in is actually how to sell to different avatars and different offers at a very, very high level. And when I say high level, we're talking about 80 to 90% closing rates. And that's what I get my students to. That's why we're the top 1% of closers. So if you're actually interested in actually being one of them and becoming a top 1% closer, you know what to do. Hit the link in either in the description or my bio, book in a call directly with me and let me show you exactly what you're missing from being a top 1% closer. Learn the skills, get the help, and honestly, when you become a top 1% closer, you get access to the best offers, you make the most money, and you actually live a life of full freedom. Because that's the whole reason why we're in this sales space for, right? So if you want to do the same, book in a call. And hey, if you watch this video and you got some real value from this, let me also know in the comments below. I've got a lot more calls to show, lots of different types of prospects, people crying, people laughing, people almost feeling like I was, sent for them in order to buy the program. A lot of what I do is very deep and I haven't shared it for so long, but hey, I'm open to doing that if you guys got some value. So let me know in the comments below. I'll share some more. And that's all for this one. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.